What's up YouTube, it's Zapdos TCG here and welcome to another TCG deck profile video on my channel. Today we're checking out Hoopa, yeah that's right, the Hunter Butler did the impossible and became 7th at the Portland Regionals, and today we're gonna check out the build here so you have an idea of what is being run in attacking Hoopa deck. So this is not with the crushing hammers and stuff like that. This is having the attack Super Cybolt as your main attack and having a bunch of Hoopa. So let me explain every card in the deck so you have a better understanding of how the deck functions. I actually am glad that this deck became 7 because I am rooting for unique decks like this always. So here we have 4 copies of Hoopa. This is the one from Shining Legends. We know it has the attack, the attack Super Cybolt dealing 80 damage, but that's not where the card shines. It has the ability that cannot, which states it cannot get hit by EXs and GXs. And thinking about the format, it is filled with EXs and GXs. Think about Zoroark GX, think about Lucario GX, Boswell GX, and more. So the popular Pokemon cannot hit Hoopa, and that's how this deck managed to become 7th at a huge regional. So that's why I'm liking the build. You're also gonna see cards like here, the Tapu Koko. You are running 4 DCEs, little spoiler alert if you haven't noticed already. Flying Flip deals 20 on everything. This helps out with the numbers because 80 damage is not good enough because with a choice band you only hit to 110, and sometimes with Flying Flips here and there you can make it happen. There's also 1 copy of Rescue Stretcher to get back your Tapu Koko. Next up we're gonna run some Orangurus. These monkeys helped out a ton in this particular build. We have the one from the Sun and Moon base set with the Instructability. Draw cards until you have 3 in the hand. Works out pretty well with the draw consistency since this deck does not run any Tapu Lele at all. Why is that? Because this makes sure that the opponent has to take 6 knockouts in total in order to win the game. So these are all 1 prize attackers and it works out pretty well. We also have another Oranguru here with the resourceful management, actually the resource management, and that is the one from Ultra Prism, kind of recent here, and also lets you put 3 cards from your discard pile on the bottom of your deck. So this is the way to get your resources back. If you are losing some of your resources, think about your special charge that got early on, discarded by Sycamore, and all your DCEs are gone. Well, Oranguru can get them back. It's a 1 prize attacker, get your resources back, and then you will have the answers available to you. Also, this has the Mewtwo in here just for the Boswell matchups because Boswell can have that annoying thing where it can knock out Orangurus. They are all weak to fighting, Tapu Koko weak to fighting, and the Oranguru. So Mewtwo is in here if a Boswell comes up with a bunch of energies. Even though it cannot get attacked, the Hoopa, the Mewtwo makes sure that you can have an answer against Pokemon that are just heavy hitting. And also thinking about it, the Riolu is also something you can easily one-shot with Mewtwo if it has an energy equipped. So that could be an ideal thing. Actually, now that I think about it, if it has an energy, you're actually dealing 40 damage, and that is enough to knock out a Riolu. So if they have an energy equipped to their Riolu, boom, Mewtwo comes out of nowhere, which is awesome. Even though if they evolve into their Lucario GX, Hoopa cannot get hit at all. And then of course he's also gonna run these of course Giratina for the Greninja matchup because Greninja Break can make quick work of your deck. Everything has 120 HP except for the Mewtwo and the Giratina, but sniping 60 is not a great thing for this deck, and also Greninja can just hit the Hoopa out of nowhere. Also this deck kinda struggles against other decks that are making use like things about Garbodor because Garbodor shuts down this ability, but then again this is the attacking build of Hoopa, so Hoopa can pack a punch and it only gives up 1 prize card. So you'll see how this deck functions. Now to the consistency for the draw supporters, we will be running 4 copies of Sycamore. So as you see, these are all the Pokemon you need, no Tapu Lele, so this is kind of a budget deck. For the people that are asking for a budget deck, this is the one. So 4 copies of Sycamore, be sure to draw into your resources, your Max Elixirs, your Fighting Fury Belts, your DCEs, your energies, etc. So the heavy draw support of Sycamore is still in here, even though this version also runs 3 copies of Cynthia and 2 copies of N. These 2 copies of N, it's a low count, but if you're falling behind in prize cards, you can regain a match thanks to N. But most of the times you have heavy draw support with, of course, Cynthia and Sycamore to draw into your resources. That is amazing. Then, of course, 4 copies of Guzma. Guzma is amazing from the Burning Shadow sets. It lets you drag a Pokemon from your opponent's bench to the active slot while you switch around as well. Hoopa does have a retreat cost that can be quite annoying, so Guzma can be nice just to drag one of your opponent's Pokemon to the active slot while they are stuck and you are just sitting there. Maybe with your Koko, your Tapu Koko can be your ideal way to just get back on the active slot with your Hoopa. So free retreat Koko in combination with Guzma and an attacking Hoopa can be quite devastating indeed. Also, Guzma in combination with Mewtwo can target some of the Pokemon with a lot of energies equipped, so that could be fun indeed. Next up, Acerola. Why is Acerola in this type of deck? Well, if you have not noticed, this is gonna be the Hoopa with Fighting Fury Belt, and Fighting Fury Belt adds it up to 160 HP. If the opponent does not have a Field Blower, they are in trouble. They will not be able to even hit damage on Hoopa, and since only non-EX and GX attackers can attack Hoopa, most of the times they will have to rely on things like 2-shotting or 3-shotting with weak things like maybe a Rockruff with a strong energy, or Riolu with an energy, or even maybe their Orangurus or something. Sometimes you could just have your Hoopa here with Fighting Fury Belt, take a hit, and then you use Acerola. It's awesome like that. Gladion is also a supporter in here. Why is Gladion in there? A lot of people are asking why Gladion is in here. Well, that is mainly because, let's say, you are facing Greninja break. Ah man, well, you need your Gladion in order to grab yourself your Giratina. It's as simple as that. Otherwise, you will never win against Greninja, and that is the reason that there's one copy of Gladion in here. Also, it's nice to just grab anything you might want. There's a couple of ones-off in this deck that might be pretty crucial. Things like Special Charge, Enhanced Hammer could be one you can grab with Gladion, or maybe one of your Stadium cards, but you'll see that in a minute. So Gladion can be nice to just grab your one-offs, because all these cards are one-offs. We have the Oranguru one-off, another Oranguru from Ultra Prism one-off, Mewtwo, Giratina, Tapu Koko. The only one that will be your main starting Pokemon will be, of course, the Hoopa. Then talking about one-off, there is only one Ultra Ball in this list. I always recommend 4 Ultra Balls, but this list runs differently, and instead of running 4 Ultra Balls, it is running 4 Nest Balls. Why is that? All of your Pokemon are basic. You can grab anything without discarding your cards, and that can be pretty crucial. If you only have one Hoopa and they manage to knock it out, you need backup, and they have to knock out 6 of your Pokemon. So what better way to get backup than with Nest Ball? You can search your deck to everything and then grab yourself a basic Pokemon, one of these. It's also nice if you're seeing a Greninja, grab yourself the Giratina. If you're seeing a Buzzwole, grab yourself Mewtwo, or early on, you can grab yourself Oranguru to just draw some more cards. Next up is Max Elixir. This deck might be pretty slow, but with Max Elixir we can get there. With Max Elixir you can get that Darkness Energy, equip it to Hoopa, and with a DCE off you go. Boom, Hoopa is back. It can be equipped in just one turn. A DCE as the manual attachment, then a Max Elixir, and boof, Super Psy Bolt can get it going once again. Also thinking about it, the Oranguru can also head off a Psychic here and there, so maybe if you're facing strange shenanigans you can just start attacking with Oranguru as well. It can be an option, but most of the times it will be your Hoopa that will make use of this Max Elixir. Also, another 4 off is of course the Fighting Fury Belt. These belts are amazing because it adds the HP up to 160 as mentioned, and you also deal an additional 10 damage. That means you will be able to deal 90 damage with Super Psy Bolt. There's 4 copies of it because everybody will Field Blow this away, and you're saying, ah rats, I wish I had another one. Well, 4 copies, make sure you have that. And even though if you discard every of your Fighting Fury belts, you can get them back of course with resource management of the Oranguru. Next up, 2 copies of Super Rod. Super Rod is just there for the Darkness Energies, which will follow later in the deck list. You will need those in order to successfully land your Max Elixirs in the late game, because without Super Rod, the chances of you hitting a Max Elixir is pretty slim. So Super Rod, make sure you can have that, and also can get back maybe your draw support, Tapu Koko, Mewtwo, Giratina, etc. So your Super Rod can also just get back everything, basic energies or Pokemon. It's nice. There's 2 copies of it in there. And talking about getting back your special energies, there's of course the Special Charge. Special Charge, shuffling back your 2 DCEs in the deck, boom, and off you go. Use a Sycamore, you definitely will draw a DCE. So 1 copy of Special Charge. These are just the 1 copies of, so we're just let's get that out of the way first. We have Rescue Stretcher, 1 off. This Rescue Stretcher makes sure that if you discard something early game, or if something gets knocked out that is pretty crucial, you can get something back. And also, if you only have 1 Hoopa, it can be sometimes difficult if a lot of these Pokemon are priced, just to have yourself another backup attacker. So Rescue Stretcher can make sure of that. Next up, Enhanced Hammer. A lot of special energies are being played in the standard format. Think about Double Colorless Energy, Splash Energy, Strong Energy. I could keep going, Rainbow Energy. So Enhanced Hammer makes sure that you have an edge over those Pokemon, since sometimes you will not hit your Max Elixirs, and if you slow down the opponent, you have a little bit more time to set up your Hoopa in order to hit for your Super Psy Bolt. A good news about Hoopa is also the 80 damage will not one-shot every single basic Pokemon. Think about Grubbin, think about Rolls, Zorua, Riolu, everything that has a weak amount of HP that evolves into a GX eventually, you can knock out with Super Cyborg. So that's also something I like about Hoopa. Next up is the Floatstones. There's gonna be 2 copies of Floatstone in here because sometimes out of nowhere, you start with Giratina, you're saying like, oh rats, I cannot attack straight from the bat. Well, with Floatstone, you can get that Giratina out of the active position quite easily. Same goes for Mewtwo or Oranguru. Tapu Koko has free retreat, so don't equip that, it will not work. It will work, but it doesn't even do anything because it already has free retreat. Next to the Stadium cards, we're gonna run Reverse Valley first, because with Reverse Valley we deal an additional 10 damage. And think about the math here, with Super Cyborg dealing 80 damage as a base, the Fighting Fury Belt equipped, we deal 90 damage, Reverse Valley we deal 100 damage, and then actually I was saying like things with the choice band, disregard that in this video. Fighting Fury Belt is the way to go. You can also split it up like things like 2 Fighting Fury Belts or choice bands, but the main thing you will hit here is the numbers here. So let's say you have a Fighting Fury Belt equipped, you deal 90 damage with Reverse Valley 100 damage, so that will be the main thing here. Hopefully if things go right, your Hoopas will stay alive to things like the Acerola, so things will go fine. Next up is Parallel City, slowing down Zorua GXs in their path. So with that, they can only have 3 bench-based Pokemon, and that will be amazing. They will not be able to use their Tapu Lilies because their bench is already full. They will need Field Blowers in order to win. So next up, we are gonna run 9 basic Darkness Energies here. These are necessary, of course, to attack with Super Psy-Ball and with Max Elixirs. If you run 9 of these, you will be able to grab yourself that amazing hit where you have that Max Elixir working, a DCE as the manual attachment, and boom, off you go. So that is the next thing on the list. That is gonna be 4 double Colorless energy. So that is pretty much the list of the attacking Hoopa. So disregard choice band. Fighting Fury Belt will be the way to go here, so the numbers add up pretty quickly here. Even though you will not be able to 1-shot, you will be able to 2-shot or maybe 3-shot, it does not even matter, they cannot hit you. You have the amazing ability, so you're invulnerable to attacks of EXs and GXs, and with that, you just dominate Pokemon that are actually decks that heavily rely on EXs and GXs. So that is the list, so hopefully you guys enjoy another deck profile. Definitely test this list out with choice bands or Fighting Fury Belts. I do recommend Fighting Fury Belts, but choice bands could help out with the numbers a little bit more. You will be able to 2-shot a little bit more quickly, but these will let you stay alive turn after turn. Anyhow, this was it for this video. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to destroy the like button as always, and I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow with more Pokemon TCG content. Put in the comment section what you would change about this list, and I will see you guys soon. Thanks again for watching. Peace out.